Here's the front page on Drudge Report right now. Shock poll. Kamala Harris leads Donald Trump. Democrats' excitement soars. Kamala's first rally. Chants break out. We are not going back. We are not going back, folks. This is Donald Trump's nightmare. An A-plus poll. The new Marist PBS NPR poll, the gold standard, has Kamala up by 2 already, and she's just being introduced to the American people as the presumptive Democratic nominee, that is. Also, in a new general election poll by Reuters Ipsos, Harris is up by 4. This is another top poll, the Reuters Ipsos poll. Harris up 4 against Donald Trump. Then when you get into some of the other data points in this Reuters Ipsos poll, here is a question that was asked. At 78 years old, is Donald Trump too old to work in government? 53% of respondents say Donald Trump is too old to work in government. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, just put it, as all of this is going on as well because Steve Bannon delayed his sentencing, he's now in jail. He's one of Trump's top strategists. He's in jail for contempt of Congress while this is all going on, caused by his own delay. Filipkowski writes, MAGA is filled with such brilliant strategic minds that Steve Bannon, who hosts a show that reaches a larger audience of grassroots Trump supporters than anyone, decided the smart play here was to go to prison before the election instead of just taking the fifth at his deposition like most others. Filipkowski also says, referring to Donald Trump as these poll results came in throughout the day, this guy is so rattled. He's washed. Donald Trump writes, lying Kamala Harris destroys everything she touches. Really? That's what you're going with? And by the way, Donald Trump made a post about himself, calling himself a brilliant young man. He goes, me, Donald J. Trump. This is some of the weirdest stuff. And again, he's posting. He also sent this email right here saying, I guess he needs more money because his email from a sender that's like his account is not even like Donald Trump. His account is I am Donald J. Trump. The subject is I love Elon Musk. And it goes, I love Elon Musk. He endorsed me. He's great. But can I be honest? I love Ben even more. And as Simon Rosenberg says, seriously, folks, what's going on with Trump? He rarely speaks in public, refuses to do interviews with traditional journalists, spends all day mad truthing, sounding batshit crazy at his convention speech. He blew his VP pick with Shay D. Vance, who's talking about drinking Diet Mountain Dews or something. Doctors who treated him still haven't spoken about him publicly. This entire dynamic has changed, and I am here for it, folks. By the way, here's what Donald Trump was doing today. You can take a look and contrast what Donald Trump is doing versus Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is making a video with a golfer called Break 50, and Donald Trump's going around, and here he is on the golf cart saying things like this. Play the clip.
Songs of all time.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Well, I have a great playlist. I mean, I have a playlist that's...
What do you got here?
So this is stuff that wouldn't have happened years ago. This is all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's too old for you, but I will tell you.
What's your favorite? Frank Sinatra, right?
Well, I have a lot of Frank Sinatra. Yeah. We'll play this when we're finished breaking this record, if that ever happens.
Time to say goodbye. I love it. I love it.
Nice and soothing, right?
In contrast, here is Vice President Kamala Harris in front of a packed audience in Wisconsin saying things like this.
So as Leah told you, before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. promise you, I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
Well, you've got Donald Trump making and posting videos of himself saying things like this.
Go, short. Ah.
Could happen.
Go.
And in contrast, you have Vice President Kamala Harris posting videos like this.
And we have an election to win. Today I ask you, are you ready to get to work? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
While Donald Trump is posting weird photos of himself on social media, just listen to this crowd in Wisconsin that is fired up for Kamala Harris. Play this clip. And here's the post that Donald Trump just made. He goes, "Lying Kamala Harris, the Biden-appointed border czar, never visited the border, wah, 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 has terrible poll numbers." P-O-L-E is how Donald Trump spells it. He goes, this is how he refers to himself, "against a fine and brilliant young man named Donald J. Trump. Be careful what you wish for, Democrats. MAGA 2024. As Kamala Harris said, we are done with this. We are focused on moving forward. We're not going back. Here's what Kamala Harris had to say. Play this clip.
He intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations and make working families foot the bill. They intend to end the Affordable Care Act and take us back then to a time when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. Remember what that was like? Children with asthma, women who survived breast cancer, grandparents with diabetes. America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back.
And by the way, just take a look right here. This is a video that we made at the MeidasTouch network about Donald Trump's steep cognitive decline. Can we talk about this for a second here? Play this clip.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, "Sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal."
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
the late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
The failing New York Times by anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
And here's the other video we made of Donald Trump where he's unable to even remember anybody's names. Play this clip.
I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy.
Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here. Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia.
And there was progress today. I look forward to solving it.
Thank you, Steve.
It was Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Can it ever be like Rick Gates' fault? I mean, it's always Trump's fault, Rick. By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley, you know, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything? Deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. We have some of our great business leaders and leaders, period, right behind me. I may ask Marilyn Lockheed. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple. Yes, please, Mr. Kurd.
Thank you very much for your time.
You know what was interesting? Joe Biden won against Barack Hussein Obama. Has anyone ever heard of him? Arrest their leading political opponent, and leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. And Putin, you know, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word today. You heard that, nuclear.
Thanks for giving your first comments on the bill on this show. It means a lot to us. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks a lot.
You have a deal. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Joe Bright, this guy is just the worst. So will Christian ever run for president against you? And you heard the prime minister, you heard maybe have Matt Blum speak next, because he's been so incredible in so many ways. He fights so hard. He loves his state. He loves the people. Think of it, a new branch of the United States military, United States Armed Forces, called Air Force. I never talked about that. That's something we never talked about. But what we just saw, we just left pleasure. A very big hello to a place where we've done very well, Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. Thank you. So, Sioux City, let me ask you, and the worst president in the history of our country who is cognitively impaired, we would be in World War II very quickly. The worst president in the history of our country will be a fading nightmare. He'll be I have fading memory.
We are not going backwards. We are moving forward, folks. And to see Donald Trump down in the polls, this is his absolute nightmare. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.